I mean, some people actually like to, they want to be almost a max. I mean, I got people that want to be back in a Rage X because they like the more poundage. But there's a lot of people like me that like to just get in the meat and have a shirt they can be comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, they're both fantastic shirts. Just depends on what you want.
Now, recently, you have just flirted with 1102. My question to you is, what, and this is 1,000 pounds, anything over 1,000 pounds. I mean, there's only 4 of you that've been over 1,000 pounds already, and you're the second highest. So you're for the time being anyway. And you've had 1102 in your hands, which is, there's probably only been 2 of you that had 1,100 in your hands. What does that weight, anything over 1,000 pounds, feel like in your hands? And this is somebody like, again, I've had 800 in my hands back in the day, folks, and I say this all the time about shirts. I don't care what kind of shirt you have. When someone hands that weight out to you at lockout, the weight's the same.
Well, I'll be really honest. 800 was a lot worse on my hands and body than 1,000 pounds, as funny as that sounds.
That sounds pretty funny.
One great gift I got from Anthony Clark before he passed away, he told me to wear a mouthpiece when I lifted. And I'm going to tell you, if you never lifted with a mouthpiece in your mouth, try it, because you'll never go back.
I used to use one all the time.
It absorbs so much more, with just with 225 and 4.5 in my hand. Without the mouthpiece, it's dramatically different. Okay, but as for the 1,000, when I started messing with it, I don't know. I think because I was already at the point where I was doing the reps a lot, I was used to the poundage on my body a lot more. The icing the body down different now compared to when I was doing 800. I think that's another reason why it's not so bad on me. But I will tell you this: the meet I attempted 1102. If I had an adjustable rack and the platform wasn't moving, I seriously, honestly believe we would have hit 1102 that day.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So
it's just a matter of time, right place, the right time. That's really the one thing I'm looking at is I want to go do it at a good venue, a good meet.
People who've never handled big weights do not understand, that you need a wide bench, that you need bench with adjustable uprights. You need all these special things to be able to lift these kind of weights, because you're not talking about benching 400 or 500 pounds. You're talking about 1,000-pound bench press.
Yeah, my biggie is actually flooring. You got to make sure your feet don't slide. If your feet slide, it's already over.
Let's talk about the mindset that you need to have to climb under 1,000 pounds. To me, you sort of seem a little nonchalant about it because you've been there all these times. What kind of mindset do you need to be in?
Well, for myself, to lift the way I want to lift, when I lift, when I'm in a contest mode, I got to be mad.
Right.
I mean, I'm not being funny by this by any means whatsoever, but if I'm mad and I'm hyped up, it's on. Not just saying, on the outside, I'm a very fun guy. I like to have fun. I'm very outgoing, very talkative. When it's contest time, I'm a total different person. When it's time to go start warming up, about to go walk on the platform, I am not a nice person by any means whatsoever. I actually apologize to everyone on my team while we start warming up, and they all laugh about it. But once we're done, I'm the happiest guy in the world. Whether that's good meat or bad meat, it's all done once I'm done lifting.
You have to be an aggressive son of a bitch. I mean, that's basically where, me and John Inzer talked about this about a month ago, and talking about like my lifting comeback and whatever. And I said, John, I cannot muster the anger that I used to be able to muster anymore because I'm just at a different point in my life right now. But now tell me about this. How do you enhance that aggression? Is it mental? Is there things that you use to enhance that?
I just think of the internet from back in the days. I think of, I mean, my whole life, no matter what sport I played, I was either too short, too fat, too something, and I always had to prove myself, to prove people they're wrong. And that's my drive. It's constantly people tell me, "Oh, you'll never do this. You can't do that." And it's like, "Well, yeah, I can, and I'm gonna do it and shove it in your face."
Right.
That's pretty much my aggression. And going to these shows some years ago with Bench America and just the internet. There's a lot of people that didn't know me, didn't know my training. They saw us bombing a lot, so I was getting a lot of bad publicity on that. But no one really realized the bomb outs were for a reason. It's the only time I got to feel the weight. So I was doing a meet every single month, sometimes twice a month, just throwing 900 pounds in my hands, trying to do everything I could. But then when I finally got my own equipment, my own gym, and could feel on a normal, regular basis, and that's when things dramatically changed. But when I step on that platform, I feel like the guy in Animal House with the devil and the angel. I got the angel trying to tell me to calm down, but the devil's sitting there going, no, kill them all. They hate you. They said you can't do it, and I just go in that mode.
Do you get in a mechanical state of mind, or do you just say, fuck it, I'm just losing my fucking mind and going out there and...
Like I said, when I walk to the platform, I am very pissed. I'm very psychotic. But the funny part is when I lay down, I'm extremely calm. You will hear me breathing very quietly. I will totally relax. Once the bar comes out, and we give our commands of up, out, release, and my spotter will tell me to take a breath. Once the bar's out and I take that breath, even though I see his hands coming off, in my mind, I feel like my side spotters, they're still there. There's no, I'm not afraid of anything. There's no fear of this bar's going to land on me, nothing. But as for mechanic-wise, I go over my stuff so much. I mean, anytime I see a reflection, I'm looking in the mirror doing pressing. Heck, a funnier one, my wife one time told me that I was actually pressing in my sleep. I just do it so much over and over and over, and that's kind of like going back with how I train people. Kind of like the movie Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. I mean, I will make you do it so many freaking times you'll hate me, but the reality is you're finally going to get it.
Just commonplace.
Once you get it, you're going to see your numbers really fly up.
Well, let's talk about, you mentioned them, your side guys, your handoff guys. Biggest question for me was, I know how hard it was to find someone to hand off 800 to me. How do you coach? How do you prepare these guys? And how do you motivate them to want to show up every week handing off 1,000 pounds to you?
Spotters and loaders, trading partners over the years has been, almost an absolute nightmare for me. They come and go. Some people can be as serious about it as you are. Sometimes you even have to say goodbye to some people for whatever reason. But for me, I try to get 3 main people, but lately, with the new gym and stuff, I've had more people walk in my door. One of my greatest side spotters is my wife, who is also a 3-time world champion.
You mentioned that. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, Courtney is only 22, and her numbers are phenomenal, and most of her numbers were big before she was even 20. And right now she's not around too much because she's a full-time student and she's a elementary PE coach. But no matter, when she can walk in the gym anytime, she can size spot 800,000-900,000 pounds anytime. It's no big deal for her. Her form is, she's flawless on her lift-offs and all that. As for my other main guys, I used to have Craig Murrow, who's a 1,000-pound squatter. For a while, it was just me and Craig by ourselves. So we'd actually do the lift-offs in a power rack. So in case anything went wrong, hey, drop it in the power rack, set the pins up. But then Craig, unfortunately, had his own business, so I haven't seen Craig. So then we move over to my buddy Patrick, and Patrick just recently at 46, 259, hit 771 and barely missed 800. So Pat's now more my main lift-off guy, and heck, he could be any of my other guys, Steve, Keith, Richard, whoever on the other side. Man, every meet's different, but basically what I do for myself now is I got one main person, which for now is Patrick Parnell, does my lift-off, and basically what Pat has to do is whoever the side guys are, he has to take full control of them. He needs to explain how we do the lift-off, don't lift off over him. If he does get a bad lift-off, he has to fix it before he lets go, Right. I mean, you got to feel that weight. Is it swaying? Do you feel it high on one end? And once he fixes it, then he'll go into, tell me to breathe, let go of the bar, boom, now we're going through it. Another kind of crazy part about me when we do meets, though, and even in training, I don't like a lot of people on the stage. People around me kind of get me claustrophobic, and I'm not claustrophobic. I just want to be able to breathe when I'm lifting.
Right.
And people might find this crazy. I don't like 5-7 guys on the stage. I mean, my feelings are if I can't lift this, I mean, if I need more than 3 guys, I shouldn't even be over there lifting.
Right.
And I know things can happen bad, but when I say this, I'm dead serious. In the old days, people used to have shirts blow out and all that. I've never had a Phenom shirt blow on me ever. I have no fear of having a shirt go out. I wouldn't try the weight if I wasn't 100% secure what I was doing. you know.
All right.
So, but the hardest part, like you said, is trying to have your training partners there. Are they going to show up to train? I mean, even at this level, there's weeks we come in the gym and it's just me and my buddy Pat and some of the other guys had to do something else, and we got to move it to another day or something.
Right.
That's the hardest part. When you're so close to your all-time goal in life and you're still playing that game. Where's my training partners? So my ultimate goal in my gym is to make every single person there better than me and the absolute best. And if you don't want to come train with me and be the best, then you're coming to the wrong person, because my goal is to push you to be there. I mean, some people will get crazy. Well, man, why do you want to, don't want to go so heavy? I said, dude, trust me, you can do this. You can do this. You got it, When the guy lifts off the weight, for me, is he can't overlift off. And that's the big scary part about one guy to lift off. He might put too much into it. And if he lifts off too high, he's going to break my shoulders out, which means I'm going to flatten out.
Take you out of your...
Once I flatten with that kind of weight, there's no way I'm going to get back into my groove.
You're out, yep.
So now you're lifting off your shoulders, not your lats, and that's how you get hurt.
What feds do you lift in right now? And what is your opinion on drug use in powerlifting today?
First part was what fed?
What feds? Or fed or feds?
Man, what federation I haven't not lifted in. I currently got world records in wobble. I believe I got some in the AAPA, and APA, AAPF, APF, NAFTA. I've had American records in USAPL. I've had world records for AMPPC. There's the ISSA, ISA. I think there's a couple more out there, actually. Currently, I like to lift mostly in WBDL.
Mm-hmm.
I like to try this SPF Federation. I haven't really lifted there too much.
Right.
Right. As for the drug-free part, I am drug-free 100%. Anyone don't like it, hey, drug test me. Any place, anywhere, anytime. I don't have a problem with those people that don't want to cross the line. The only problem I do have, I can't stand guys that do drugs and go to drug-free.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me so mad.
Me too. Who were some of your idols growing up in powerlifting? People you read about, people who, I know you mentioned Anthony, and if you want to go into Anthony more, it's fine. Just people that...
First and foremost, Anthony Clark. Then, of course, after that, it's Anthony and you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Watching you guys go back and forth with the records and stuff, that was incredible, man. I was like, man, I'd like to be there one day.
Talking about your sponsors, tell me a little bit about this deal with Universal now. You just recently signed with Universal Nutrition, very top-end company.
Total blessing, after lifting in their cage a couple of times at Arnold and Olympia. Man, it's so much fun to be around all them guys, all them big, crazy dudes. You got the bodybuilders; they're just huge on their team. You got guys like Brent Howard, and unfortunately, recently passed away, Nick Winters.
Yeah, very unfortunate, right?
It was so much fun to look around them guys in the cage. So, when they came around and asked me to be part of this team and signed a 14-month contract, man, it was just a total blessing from God. And I just hope that blessing will continue and get bigger and better. But, of course, I've been with Inzer Advanced Design for probably over 12 years now. And since then, whether I'm up or down, John's always been there. And, I've just been totally blessed because, without that shirt, I wouldn't be who I am. I don't care what anyone says.
Right.
My other sponsor is AquaVibe Water. Probably the best hydrating water I've ever drank. Has Himalaya salt in it. Chris Winters and his wife Diane just been phenomenal to me over the years. First and foremost, I'm going to thank God.
Okay.
I've definitely been blessed. Of course, my wife Courtney, who after a long time, I finally decided to settle down. She's phenomenal. My mother, my father, my mom's been there thick and thin, always supportive, so is my dad. But then we go into my training partners from the man that brought me back into sport, Bob Garza.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Bob don't really talk as much back in the days, but if it wasn't for that man, I wouldn't be in this sport. So I got to thank him. I got to thank Bill Lobans, Bobby Light, Patrick Parnell, Craig Murrow, Steve Mata, The Train, Keith. I mean, everyone over in my gym that's been helping me, man. It's just, I would, Blake Sterling, he used to be my main lift-off guy before all these guys, too. Without these guys, I wouldn't be who I am.
I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on the show, man. And it's been a pleasure speaking with you. I just think that your lifts are phenomenal. and I am super excited for you to bench this 1100. I hope you do it very soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the legendary Tiny Meeker, and you are also listening to BigEvilsLair, and we will be back after these messages.